Good afternoon. My name is Nisa Kors, and I am presenting my service project for Servant Leadership 410. I chose to do my Servant Leadership project at Continuant. Continuant is a company that has integrity, morals, compassion, and understanding, and is one of the many reasons why I chose them. They are a company that works with values. And having values is something that's very important to me, and so that's why I chose to go with this company. Another reason that I chose to do my servant leadership through Continuant is a place of opportunity. They like to create careers for people. They have entry-level positions that they then turn into lifelong careers for individuals, and that is something that I personally have experienced myself with them as an employee and find to be a very good quality in this company. Another reason that I listed here that I chose this company as my choice for servant leadership is the people that I work with are some of the best humans that I know. They are caring, smart, and respectful, which is just a few words that I can use to describe these individuals, and it makes for wanting to do servant leadership through them even better. Like when you want to serve others, you want to serve people of a variety, but having people with these type of characteristics makes it that much more special and much more wanted. Along with the people being great, I've established relationships with a lot of these people. I've watched them come in as newbies, if you will, and have watched them want to start their careers and grow, and I want to be a part of that growth for them, a part of seeing them succeed. It's very meaningful for me because I have, again, experienced that myself through this company. Moving on to who was served. So at Continuant, they have obviously different roles, but part of those roles are kind of like our entry-level roles, which is the customer service representatives or CSRs. They also have a little higher up role that isn't necessarily entry-level, but definitely people who are on the path of wanting to grow their careers, and that's going to be the service delivery leads. And then after that, obviously, there was an opportunity to also serve management. The customer service representatives, like I mentioned, are entry level. They're new, so they're in the right position to be able to grow and nurture so that they can get to the next level in what they see as their career at Continuant or at other companies as well. The SDLs, like I mentioned, also are a little bit more advanced, but they also play a vital role in the company, and also it's a vital role in seeking growth. This is kind of like this first stepping stone. When people come out of being a CSR, they go into the SDL role, and that first spot is where people are given their first little ounce of responsibility within the company, and it's critical that they succeed in that role to be able to see further growth and further success. And then, as mentioned lastly here, management as well. Now, there wasn't really, it's kind of an indirect way of serving the management team. The management team has a lot of tasks on their hand, and because of this, they don't necessarily have as much time to spend mentoring and teaching the CSRs or SDLs. And so because of that, in a backwards kind of way, I was serving them by taking away that task of having to teach and having to mentor and having to grow these people. It helped them in turn as well. The Greenleaf question. So I listed out the questions that were put in our description of our project and what we wanted to answer. And in here we have the do they grow as a person? And yes, when you invest in these individuals in these like entry level or first step up level positions, you are given the opportunity really to grow that person, help mold them so that they can be the best version of themselves within the company. We at Continuant and we at Continuum, myself and those who work there, we all want what's best for one another, and so being able to invest in these people and helping them grow and getting them to where they want to be is really special. And they do get the opportunity to grow individually as well, because they get taught a lot of things that even if they do not use them at Continuum, they can use them within their careers if they go elsewhere. The next question that was listed was, do they become healthier, wiser, free, or more autonomous, more likely to become servants themselves? And the answer to that question is also yes. I had this firsthand experience. So I started as a CSR myself at Continuum, and through the mentorship and guidance of my higher ups and other leads, I was able to grow, and it inspired me to want to do the same for them as well. I genuinely want to see them succeed, and when you kind of pass that on to the next person, they're going to want to do that as well. Then the last questions here were, what is the effect of less privileged society, and then will this benefit or deprive them? This definitely is a high benefit for them. We Continuum offers entry-level positions, like I've mentioned, and those entry-level positions are an opportunity for someone to come in and learn and grow and actually develop a career. I myself came to working at Continuum again, and I did not have a career. I had no idea that this was going to flourish into what it is today for me. And I did not have the background before starting at Continuum to be able to a career that I am now. But now, with all the mentorship and the guidance and really the love and compassion that the company has shown me, I've been able to grow. And showing that to these people now and showing them that they have the same opportunities that I did is a clear indicator that they too are going to be, they're definitely going to benefit for it and prosper from it. Servant leadership skills. So when I went through deciding on this project and picking what exactly I was going to do, I went through a few of the characteristics or skill sets when it comes to being a servant leadership to decide this. Starting with awareness, I took the time to figure out where there was a sore spot for these individuals. Continuum recently did an internal change of how they structure out the service desk, and with that came a lot of new processes and policies, and these individuals were thrown a lot of work and a lot that they had to be able to wrap their minds around and be able to do in a very short period of time, honestly. And it made us as leads very aware that there was going to be a need for help. And I found that the one area that was very hard on them was the e-bonding that we provide for some of our customers. I showed empathy to them because I understand from personal experience going into a role where you don't know everything and you have to do all the heavy lifting and all that work to try and figure out these customers and their processes and contracts and all that stuff. It's very difficult to be able to understand. So I definitely my heart went out to them in understanding and having empathy towards them on this. I've worked all the different shifts as well, so I know what it's like to have to work with the multiple types of customers. And then listened. So obviously, again, listened to what the need was, and that listening led me to helping them understand e-bonding. E-bonding is a product that we provide or service we provide through our contracts, and it can be very difficult to understand because it's very particular. E-bonding is where where our ticketing system can communicate with the customer's ticketing system and vice versa. So anything you put on our side goes to their side. But ensuring that e-bonding is successful is where the trick is, because each customer has it set up uniquely, and there are multiple customers that actually have e-bonding, and so learning this specific skill is critical to us being able to take care of those customers. And then obviously the last thing was stewardship. So I took the time to spend with these individuals in a group setting and on one-on-one settings in order to help them really understand what e-bonding was, how it works exactly, and then how they can use it to their advantage and be able to fulfill the need for e-bonding, fulfill that contracted requirement. So in doing my leadership, my servant leadership here, there were two things that stood out to me most when completing it. The first thing that stood out most to me is the fact that one-on-one time is very critical. It's very, very needed. Some people, whether you encourage them so much in a group setting, just aren't comfortable asking questions, but they're good, valid questions. And people, they always hear the saying that there's no dumb questions, but not everyone feels like their question is actually valid. So getting to spend that one-on-one time to actually answer those questions with them and make them feel valid, make them feel heard was very, very important to me and important in the success of this project. The other note that came out of that, especially with spending the one-on-one times with them, was learning the different learning styles. Each person is different. Everyone learns differently. Everybody absorbs information differently. So understanding everyone's individual needs was a big part of making sure that they in turn were successful. The last slide here is kind of my favorite because it's a fun little tidbit of this. Tidbit of what happened and a little bit of examples of things. So you'll see in the course of these pictures, this was all from one day because we got so wrapped up in doing the training that I failed to take pictures all the days. But each day that I did do this assignment or do this project was a 3-day course to be able to complete the 4 hours. We did. I started by doing the stand-up, and that's really where we kind of did an evaluation and understanding kind of where people were at. That's what that first picture is showing. The next couple pictures are going to show you group settings where I spent time with the groups, explaining e-bonding, showing them what it meant, giving them a good idea of the concept, showing them a basic visual of how it works so that they kind of could wrap their hands around it without complicating it. And then there's a couple pictures also there of some one-on-one. I know one of them's me and one of my fellow colleagues laughing, but in doing stuff like community service or servant leadership or any of that kind of stuff, or teaching, mentoring, you gotta have a little fun. So that's what we were doing in one of those pictures. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of it was a great time spending with these individuals and helping them learn and helping them grow. They're going to take this information, they're going to run with it. They're going to be able to really fully become well-rounded in their position. And when you become well-rounded in your position, are the best in your position, that's when you get looked at to get promoted, and that's what helps them get them into their next role. And that's what we want to see. We want to see these individuals grow and move into their next the next chapter of their careers. So this last slide is just my references. So a couple of the different places that I looked to get some information to help support my project and support what I was doing here. So yeah, anyhow, I thank you so much for your time, and if you have any questions or anything like that, feel free to reach out to me. Thank you. Have a great day.